Welcome to the wonderful world of Weaver. I am your host, Ginsu Weaver, and this is the review corner for three fat guys on a little couch.
Hey, I am not fat.
You're big boned.
Sir, I take offense to that.
Well, I am. Yeah, what?
You are fat. Look at that. Look
I
at
am
that.
Chunky Monkey.
Today we are going to be talking about The Last Jedi.
That's a Star Wars movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's the one with the transporters and the Vulcans?
No, that's Star Trek.
I thought that was Orville.
We do need to review that.
Now,
But-
are we doing Deep Space Nine?
Oh my god.
Next Generation.
We are doing Star
Next
Wars.
Generation? Sweet. Oh, I thought we were...
You know the one where they fight the Daleks?
Ah, yes! That's the one.
You guys are going to piss so
Winter
many
is
people
coming.
off.
We think we're funny.
Yeah.
We are hilarious, guys.
This is Crit Pool and my buddy 40 Grit.
Feel free to take a look at 40 Grit's Tabletop Adventures for D&D and role-playing podcasts.
So enough with the shameless plugs. Let's get on
Not
to the.
shameless. I'm full of shame.
But that wasn't shameless.
I'm not.
All right, so today we are going to be talking about The Last Jedi and our impressions of the movie. So, 40 Grit, let's start with you. What did you think?
I'm not going first.
Why?
Because I feel I have the most controversial opinion of the movie.
All right.
So let's go.
All right, I'll go.
No. I'll go first.
I will go first.
All right. I think Crit Pole should go first. He's like peanut butter. Everybody likes him, and he's easy to spread.
All right, you can start first.
I really can't top that. I am like peanut butter, and
Nutty
Just-
too.
you would know.
Just
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Rey, she's hot.
Who?
Daisy Ridley.
Oh,
Well, she's hot.
what's the actress from Alien have to do with this?
Daisy Ridley.
And the
All right,
actress
I'm done trolling. I
Sigourney
apologize.
Weaver
I'm done.
was Ridley.
I know. I'm done trolling. I apologize.
So, anyways, your initial impressions.
Oh yeah, she was hot.
Okay, that about the movie as a whole, not just one
I
character.
mean, I think she was very pretty.
I mean,
she also had
Kylo
this...
Ren. I don't know. Would you rat or bunny rabbit?
I don't follow.
How about you? Rat or bunny rabbit?
What are you talking about?
Okay, never mind. I'm the only one that knows this.
I don't think you're even having the same conversation we are right now.
No, I'm not.
I mean, I know you're reflecting more light than we are.
Hell yeah, I am. I am sorry, guys. I am the whitest girl on this
Why
couch.
he's so
I
white
spend
right
more
now.
time on the road than this guy. No, it's pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it.
What do you mean, bunny rabbit or rat?
Just face.
Oh.
Oh no, definitely Keanu Reeves.
Okay, yeah. No.
You didn't see that where they swapped Adam Driver's face with Keanu Reeves? You
No.
can't tell
It
the
wasn't.
difference.
On top of that, we'll go into that later. But, anyways,
Reach around?
your initial impressions of the movie
My impressions of the movie?
overall.
First off, I think we need a little bit of a background. So let's start with our initial concepts of Star Wars. I am not an Uber fan. I know basic Star Wars trivia knowledge. I've read some of the extended universe. I've seen all the movies. I have not watched Clone Wars or what was the other one called?
Oh, the animated series?
The Rebels.
Rebels. But I did read the books from the extended universe legacy and stuff like that. And I know a little bit more than the average Star Wars fan when it comes to lore because of things like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff like that. But I'm not what you would call an Uber fan.
On the other hand, I am an Uber fan. Star Wars is probably one of my favorite franchises on the face of this planet. I've read the extended universe. I've watched all of Rebels and Clone Wars. I've watched all the movies dozens of times. I played just about every single video game that they've released. Knights of the Old Republic being one of my favorites. And I loved The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens was a great movie, and once you understand the context behind it, it gets even better.
Carrie Fisher's hot too.
So what we do is we actually have a scale, and we did not do this on purpose, where this side of the couch is not Uber fan, kind of impartially indifferent to the legacy and lore, and Uber fan.
It kind of just happened that way. But he's the shortest of all of us, so I don't know why
He's the smallest.
I'm
which is
also
why
the
he's between us
small.
because this is a tiny, tiny couch.
3 guys on a tiny couch.
Oh my gosh.
Initial impressions of The Last Jedi were, there were parts in it that I absolutely loved. The opening sequence with the bombing run was amazing, but there were also things that I didn't like about it, which how they portrayed Luke Skywalker.
Are you doing a spoiler warning?
No. It's been a month.
Spoilers, guys, for those who have yet to see it because you're, well,
It's been a
working all the
month.
damn time.
You don't need spoiler warning.
Hey, man, don't be
I
so
almost got my
harsh.
ass kicked at a family gathering because I was like, it's been 2 weeks, you should have seen it by now, and I
Yeah.
still almost got my ass kicked.
I didn't like how they portrayed Luke at all. It wasn't his character. It wasn't how he would have done any of that. Rey's character, on the other hand, the reveal that her parents were just junkers or scavengers who wanted to make a quick buck by selling her, that I don't really care about because honestly I don't think it was true because Rey could come and go as she pleased if she had a way off the planet. And she wasn't owned by anybody in the first one whatsoever. So there's no way that can be true.
She was a junker.
Yeah, but she could have left anytime she wanted to, which is basically what she did when she stole the Millennium Falcon. But the whole chase scene throughout the entire movie between the Supremacy and the Mon Calamari ship, that was completely unnecessary.
We're still doing the Last Jedi, or are we doing...
The Supremacy is Snoke's ship. The big boomerang-looking ship.
Right.
Yeah. So, on top of that, the scene with Finn and Rose, I particularly liked that one. but there are so many people who hated it,
So
and it was completely unnecessary.
So would it be safe to say that you are the traditional fanboy response?
It's not just a fanboy response. It's the fact that they didn't take any of the plot points from The Force Awakens and close any of those
But
whatsoever.
that's pretty much been the fanboy response.
No, that's a general response. That's why most people don't like it.
Well, the box office says otherwise.
Well, people are still going to go see it regardless.
Oh, no. Apparently, according to Fandango and things like that, people they're actually seeing a large number of repeat viewings from their clientele. So
Yeah, but not. But
people
From
hated
the
it;
first-
they wouldn't go back and see it again.
yeah, but from the first week
Mhm.
its release, the numbers have dropped off by almost 3/4. According to the numbers from Force Awakens, it more than doubled the second week that the Last Jedi did.
See, a lot of people they went to go see the movie in theaters because they wanted the experience of the movie theater. But then now we're looking at reduced ticket sales, which brings into piracy questions and things like that. But that's a completely different question. We're looking mainly at the content of the movie.
Yeah.
So what were your feelings about it, Mr. Crypto?
I enjoyed it.
Simple, straight, to the point.
No pros, no cons, just enjoyment. And that's what movies are for, anyways.
Now, do me a favor, close your eyes. Look that way, towards the camera. Thank you. Close your eyes. Picture the movie.
Okay.
Fast forward to the movie and stop at the moment that you felt like this is Star Wars. You got it?
You mean the opening scene?
No, I don't mean the title. I mean, like, what point in the movie did you feel like this is a Star Wars movie? Like this
Throughout the entire.
So you feel like the whole movie delivered
Yeah,
what
it
it
delivered
meant to
my
be
expectations
the
of it.
concept of a Star Wars.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Mr. Weaver's points that it didn't
Oh, that
follow
it didn't
through?
follow through
Yeah,
with
it didn't
Luke?
follow through with
Luke is one thing. How they portrayed him, I may not have liked it,
who
but
was the director for Force Awakens again?
it was J.J. Abrams.
Thank you, Abrams. How do you feel like their message, like, because Rain directed the second movie,
Right.
and why they brought in another director, I'll never understand.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood.
But they did, and he basically burned Abrams' vision to the ground.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful.
Well, let's get your impressions of it then.
That's what I'm getting to. It's like, I'm sorry, I loved it. The moment Luke threw the lightsaber over his shoulder, I knew
I did laugh.
That was hilarious.
But
I
I
did
knew we
laugh at
weren't
that
dealing
hard.
with the traditional Star Wars film. In Force Awakens, we saw the repeat themes of The New Hope, and a lot of people griped about that and said it didn't go far enough. And so I feel like they brought Rain in to try to deliver on what fans were saying they wanted. However, that's like going to your favorite ice cream shop and trying a new flavor. You don't know how it's going to taste. But in the end, I felt like The Last Jedi was a palate cleanser. I felt like Rain took a lot of elements from movies 5 and 6 and combined them together to kind of rush through those feelings, those processes, so that we can get to the next level in movie 9, which will be a whole new world. We're looking at devastation. We're looking at the destruction of the rebel forces, the rise of the new rebel force, and the fact that the Supreme Order is now under control of the crazy ass fanboy of Darth Vader. Like
the
that's
First
the
Order.
biggest thing. Yeah, the First Order. That's the biggest thing. I don't always pay attention to the words I say.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like,
just
that's
said
the biggest thing. Snoke is dead. And
Yeah, which is
I
another
loved
thing.
that. I loved the fact that they killed him so fast.
That's the other thing. I liked how they killed him, but they wasted a resource. They didn't flesh out his character at all.
I disagree, and here's the reason why. When you break down the original franchise, okay, in the original movies, the Emperor was not a known factor. He only became a real known factor thanks to the prequels.
Mhm.
Before that, his on-screen time in the original movies was really low. We didn't really know a lot about him. And Darth Vader threw his ass off a bridge. That was his death scene. At least Snoke, they killed him with style.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know what Snoke's story is, even though a lot of people tell me Rebels explains something about the Wills. I don't know. I haven't got into it yet.
A lot of people are saying that Ezra Bridger
I have to do
is
Hold on.
Snoke, which is
Hold on, I have to do something.
okay.
I have to do something.
But a lot of people are saying
There
that
we go.
Ezra Bridger is Snoke, which
Oh, that was
I don't
shocking.
think that's...
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I haven't seen Rebels yet. My
need to watch it.
brother,
It's really good.
my brother says I do. He's not my brother, but he's my brother. But my other brother says that I do.
I'm his brother from another mother.
Born of the same soul
And
sack.
dad.
And,
Born
yeah.
of the same dork soul sack. It's great. But the thing is that that's what I'm saying. 5 and 6, like you saw the fall of the Emperor and everything. But the thing is, we have to look at the balance because now the fanboy, who has turned his back on the fandom, by the way, you saw that when he smashed the helmet in the elevator, is that he was like, I don't need to be held back by this concept anymore. Is that
he was also pissed at what Snoke said. You aren't Vader.
Exactly. So he's letting go of that. It's like that's the message of Reigns' movie: is let go. Let's become something more. Let's elevate ourselves past the originals, and let's become something more. And that, I think, is true Star Wars: is finding out what's the next planet, what the next race is, what the next fight is. That's why people loved the books so much for such a long period of time. Was the extended universe was extended. It just kept growing.
And it wasn't always just about the Skywalkers.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think Rey's reveal, I think Reign, are they going to retcon it?
More than likely.
Abrams is taking the reins to 9, but I really hope him and Reign sit down and they discuss the reasons why they did what they do, and I hope they find a middle ground. Because I think Reign gave us what we needed to do, which was to burn the mother down.
I still have a problem with the fact that they didn't close any of the plot points from the first one whatsoever.
Why would Reign do it? It wasn't his movie.
The
plot points are Abrams to close. It's up to him.
Yeah, but they didn't even go into any of them.
I believe they went into all of them, didn't they?
No. They went into
Reigns' past,
Rey's parentage,
right?
but they never showed. Honestly,
I would like to point,
my theory.
I would like to point something out. Everyone says that Kylo lied. Kylo didn't lie. Kylo looked at him and said, "You know the answer." Rey lied. So if anybody's lying to herself, it's Rey. Rey answered the question. Kylo didn't lead her on. He didn't say anything. He just said, "You already know the truth. What's in your heart." I can't remember the exact quote, and she answered. So how did he lie?
Well, here's my thing. I think we have another Anakin Skywalker situation, except this time it was just the Force created Rey to counteract Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't believe that Anakin had no father, though a lot of people argue that tooth and nail. I think that...
Actually, have you read Darth Plagueis?
Huh?
Have you read Darth Plagueis?
No, I never really got into that part of the series yet.
Okay, well, the theory behind it is that he is the one that manipulated, and I know fanboys are going to get so pissed when I say this, but he manipulated the midichlorians to create.
Let's be straight, okay? We're all fanboys. It doesn't matter what part of the scale we're on. We all have our opinions. We all have our ideologies. And the question is, did Reign deliver what he felt Star Wars meant to? In a lot of interviews, he said, I did what I did because I felt it's what Star Wars needed. We needed to let go of the past. Kill it. Kill it if we must. And he did. But there were so many beautiful moments, like those new versions of pod racers, basically. They were trailing their way across the
skiffs?
Yeah, thank you. They basically remind me of the old pod racers from the first trilogy.
Yeah.
And like the whole.
But those were actual fighters.
Yeah, but it was just so cool how they had that little stabilizer pop down.
Yeah.
I was like, that is awesome. And just the fact that we got to see the birth of a new hero, Rose. And yeah, she's not the traditional concept, but
it's not the fact that I loved Rose. Rose was probably one of my new favorite characters.
Yeah.
But her and Finn's arc with going to the casino planet, I liked it. It was fun. It was witty. But it was unnecessary, completely unnecessary.
Really? Because they brought in the Codebreaker.
You could cut that out of the entire movie, and it wouldn't have mattered. If they would have just eliminated that all from the movie, none of it would have changed anything.
I disagree.
Why?
because they brought back the wrong codebreaker.
They did.
Right? And that codebreaker betrayed the rebels, so that they knew where they were going. They targeted the pods. They followed them to the planet, which brought the confrontation of the final conflict. If it wasn't for them going after the codebreaker and therefore bringing the wrong codebreaker, they would have escaped. The ship would have been destroyed. Nobody would have known where they've gone, and there would have been no final conflict, which wouldn't have led Luke to facing Kylo in force projection.
Which killed him, by the way.
No,
Because-
he didn't kill him.
Well,
he became one
it
with
killed
the
his
Force.
body.
He became one with the Force.
Yeah, but why would
Because
you...
his
His physical form.
Don't say midichlorians.
He was going to say metaphysical.
Midichlorians is like heresy.
But
Heresy. Heresy? I can't say
Heresy.
the word.
Heresy.
Thank you.
But the way they portrayed Luke in this, it upset me because of the fact that it basically turned him into a coward. I mean, yeah, I understand that Jedi like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, they went into exile when they failed their mission. But,
No.
yeah,
Obi-Wan did not go into exile.
he went into self-imposed exile.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He went to guard Luke. That wasn't exile. He had a mission. His mission was protect the offspring of Anakin, the possible only future Jedi in the galaxy.
Okay, well,
Because for
unless-
some reason they completely ignored Leia. Like, how did that even make sense? You have two children born of the most powerful Jedi,
ever.
not ever, but in the current galaxy.
Yeah.
Like, he basically tricked everybody, and he is the reigning Jedi. And everybody's just, like, I'm sorry. Everybody got pissed off with Space Leia's super flight. I loved it. I thought it was like
That was
showing.
fucking awesome.
Because
yeah.
Look at Princess Leia. She has been through the worst shit.
And
For
nobody,
Planet D, and she never once got tempted to go to the dark side.
and nobody
Right?
understands that she's the sister of
Luke,
Luke Skywalker, who
daughter of Anakin.
is the Grand Master of the Jedi. You don't think at some point in time that she got some kind of formal training from him?
But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
And these people who
why
are going...
did Snoke go after her?
Yeah, but it's like these people don't understand. It's like, oh, she never showed any affinity for that, blah, blah, blah,
Well-
blah, blah, blah. If you go through the expanded freaking universe and the Legacy expanded universe, she was formally trained and had her own lightsaber.
I know, but one problem that people had is that she had
She
to
left
be
her
conscious to use the powers. And I like to argue you don't have to be conscious to
You
use
don't.
Force powers.
It's been
because-
proven multiple times.
Because of the fact that the Force is beyond consciousness. It's
The
beyond
Force
yourself.
The Force isn't something you control and manipulate it. The Force is something that
Yeah.
surrounds everybody, that
But-
binds every living thing together. It literally has a will of its own.
But I will
Dark matter.
But I will say that's my theory. But I will
Exactly.
I will say R.I.P. Miss Fisher. You are
Yeah.
missed. You will be never forgotten. You'll always be our princess. And
Oh, yeah.
salute. Because that's what she does.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think that when they open up on episode 9, if we're not witnessing the death of Leia, the funeral of Leia, I'm sorry, the passing,
At least the funeral. Yeah.
it should be a beautiful and heart-wrenching scene.
It should be like
Um,
Padme Amidala's.
more.
Yeah,
I think
better,
it should be
bigger.
because I feel like there should be something that spans the galaxy.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's like a symbol or a piece of garment or like
And-
something. Maybe the hairstyle. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Her-
But there should be something that
Her-
you can see a manifestation across worlds because
Her-
Leia.
Her
is so
death
powerful.
should be the unifying force
It
that
should
gets
be.
people
It should be the
to go
call.
up against.
Well,
the
I don't know
First Order.
because she sent out the request at the end of the movie and everybody ignored it. So I
Yeah,
mean,
but then she dies and everybody's
Should
like,
we-
okay, we're done.
it should
It's-
be the rallying cry. It should be like remember Leia.
Mhm.
But that's looking into the future, and it's like I know people hate what Rain did in a sense. Like a lot of people hate it, but
What
It's-
if the reason why nobody could respond is because they were too busy dealing with other parts of the First Order?
that's a good statement. That's one of the things I liked most about this movie, and allow me to expound, is that we saw the effects of the First Order. Like that's one thing I've always hated about the original movies, is you never saw what they were doing on other planets. You see it in a lot of the books and things like that, and you get a lot more details in the extended universe and the TV shows about how. I just got distracted because you were just staring at me. But
he likes to gaze into my eyes.
But how you have, what is it? You have the effects of the Empire. And this time, we actually have characters go and they see the brighter glimmerings. That was the point of the casino, is that it was brightness, it was shiny, it was new and effective.
And it was
but then Roses like look deeper. And you see the slaves, you see the treatment of the horses, or the creatures, whatever they are. They're basically horses.
Yeah. With cute little faces.
And yeah, a lot of people thought it was a waste of time, but I thought that's what we needed
I
to see.
didn't think it was a waste of time.
I said a lot of people. I didn't say you.
I know. I'm saying I didn't think it was a waste of time. I'm just saying you could have removed it from the movie and it wouldn't have affected it any.
But that's what I'm saying. It did have an effect, and that was to expand the universe. That's what Rogue One was all about. It was all about expansion.
And Rogue One did a great movie.
The Han Solo movie is not going to be about the main story. It's going to be expanding the universe.
Mm-hmm. But Rogue One did a beautiful job at expanding what happened before A New Hope.
The thing I want to see Rose and Finn learn is that maybe they're not the ones to save the day. They went off to save the day and to get the code breaker and do all that. And then they ended up causing more devastation than was implied. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a very strong lesson about roguish behavior, because you see that a lot in this movie with Poe Dameron going up against.
Yeah, but
what's her name?
I don't know.
Captain.
No, she's an admiral.
Admiral, but blue-haired chick.
Yeah.
Purple. Purple.
But that's the thing. It's like, hold on. You see that a lot in these themes of these movies. Is that people said that all could have been avoided. But the point is that he was trying to be in control, while she was worried about information getting out. And then it inevitably led to the information getting out.
But if she would have just told them what was going on, all of those people would have been spared. The First Order would have never known that they were cloaked flying off the ship.
Because nobody knew how they were tracking them at that time. They didn't know if there was a spy on board. I can see why they did what they did, because from the leadership program, they don't know if they've been betrayed. That's why they kept tight mouths, loose lips, sink ships. That's how I saw it from my perspective, was that the leadership was scared that there was betrayal. And should they have trusted Poe? Yes. But Poe had already gone against orders, caused the death of so many pilots just to take down a dreadnought, when in the end, it didn't make a difference. It didn't make a difference.
It was a beautiful scene. They did it wonderfully, but in the end, it was pointless, because what happens?
It gave us emotional connection to Rose.
When they come out of hyperspace, they have the Supremacy, and then like 20 other Star Destroyers.
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, and then 20 other Star Destroyers pop in right behind them.
Smells like a Marvel character.
It's a DC character.
DC.
I know. He's a big DC fan, guys.
But one of my most...
I'm a big comic book fan. Sorry.
One of my most favorite parts of the entire movie is when the Admiral took the Mon Calamari cruiser and shot it at the Supremacy, destroying one half of it, and then all Star Destroyers behind it.
Here's the thing. Everybody got mad that they did all that, and Carrie Fisher lived. But here's the thing. Nobody expected Carrie Fisher to die. Mm-hmm. Her character was supposed to continue on. Luke's character died. Carrie Fisher
character
was supposed to make it to the 9th movie, where you see this final conflict between Driver and Fisher. Ben and Leia. That was the thing.
Mother and son.
That's why she pulled herself back into the ship, because she's not meant to die yet. The actress died.
And that entire scene should have been believable by everybody. Everyone. And yet so many people were pissed.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that everybody got mad that the blue-haired chick sacrificed herself, but that was her position on the ship. It was to take the death for Leia.
I
that
knew
was her
something
point in the storyline. That's the whole reason they gave her control, and they put Leia
As
in
soon
like
as
a
she
coma and everything.
As soon as she said, "I'm going to stay behind," I knew a sacrifice was coming. That should have been evident to everybody.
And it was a beautiful death.
It was
yeah.
amazing.
That-
It had to been my...
There was apparently a bunch of people in Denver that panicked because the sound went out. They didn't understand that was part of the movie.
Yeah.
And they started putting up signs saying this is supposed to happen at this time, and
Wow.
it's stupid. But I mean, the fact that they cut the sound, so you were seeing it from the aspect of being in space.
And it wasn't just... It wasn't just the sound. They cut everything, and then you see this blue flash, and then you see all of the destruction as it flashes in.
And we finally see why they always took the time to
calculate everything.
That was beautiful. And I think that's the thing, is I think Rain brought us so many beautiful moments. And I think it's okay that he basically burned everything to the ground. Because that's what we have to do. We have to start fresh. We have to move forward. And maybe Abrams will bring people back together. Maybe he will be the prodigal son who comes back with a lamb over his shoulders and
then says what everybody wants to hear.
Rey is
Luke's
secret daughter, cousin, second mother, I don't know.
Second mother.
To me it seems stupid to think that she's Driver's twin, or to think that...
And they're not even the same age.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean,
Rey's like 19 years old, and...
How is she Obi-Wan's daughter? Unless Obi-Wan had kids.
Granddaughter.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what everybody's
Unless
saying.
he had kids we don't know about.
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan
never had any relations with anybody else that we know of.
No.
Um,
There was an expanded universe book about Obi-Wan after he dropped Luke off, where he did meet a woman, but he still decided to just go into exile and not even try a relationship with her, even though she wanted to.
You've seen all the Clone Wars, but I've been reading the actual Star Wars comics done by Marvel, which are an LLC of Disney now. And they're really kind of showing how Obi-Wan was always Hail House of Mouse.
All hail the House of Mouse.
It's like Hail Hydra, but Hail Mouse. But the thing is, like, we see in the comic books that Obi-Wan was there to guard Luke. He was always there. He was always shadowing him. And that's why in the movie he was like, "Oh, do you mean old Ben Kenobi?" Yeah. Because he's always been there in Luke's life in one way or another.
Who he is.
Right, but he did it in a sense that he was always in a distance. So we're seeing this manifestation of the lore, but at the same time we're seeing it from a different angle.
So...
Are you uncomfortable? Because you haven't said much.
No. I'm not uncomfortable.
Do you have an opinion?
I have many opinions.
Speak.
Speak to your opinions.
Woof.
Do you have anything to say? You can always say something.
Yeah, you do it.
Okay. Take that.
No, I am the comedic relief in this group.
He likes to think so, but he's really not.
My arm's dying.
Your arm's dying?
It's like growing up.
So, overall, I did like The Last Jedi. There were a lot of problems that I think came with it, but that's with every movie out there. There are always going to be problems. There are things that I think they should have done differently. There are more plot points that they should have addressed from The Force Awakens, but I give it a strong 6, 7 out of 10.
I don't want to give it a score.
Why not?
Because it's in itself something beautiful. I think that, does it fit the original theme? No. Does it fit Force Awakens? No. Does it fit anything we've seen before? No. But that scene in the end where the kid force controls the broom and then stands there, that scene was not just about the Force. It was not just about Star Wars. That was an actual homage to that weird geek dude who did the lightsaber broom thing.
Oh, the Star Wars kid?
Yeah, back in the day, the Star Wars. That's what Star Wars is. It's more than just a belief or a power. It is the Force. It is something that connects all of us in a different way. Some people like Jar Jar Binks. Some people like Darth Vader. Some people like Yoda. But the thing is, we all like something. And I think Rain just...
You're right there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well,
he mentioned Jar Jar Binks.
I know.
And
I'm willing to commit suicide.
As long as they keep Episode 1 canon, I think that nobody has any rights to say anything.
Episode 1?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the only thing they're retconning from episode 1 is the midichlorians.
Right. But that's the thing. It's like people actually put a petition to remove the Last Jedi from canon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as long as you keep Jar Jar Binks canon, then you have no right to say anything.
Yeah, that is very
Exactly.
true.
Jedi. But like, but I think that
They actually mentioned Jar Jar Binks in the third Aftermath book.
oh cool, I need to read those.
See, these guys are, well, this guy's obsessed. This guy, just,
It's on the list. I have so many interests.
you know, and me, I'm
6
impartial.
months behind
You know,
on my
if I
comics.
read it and
Okay.
it's interesting, I'll continue.
So, what was your thoughts?
On which part?
There's one thing I want
Last
to bring
Jedi.
up. One thing I want to bring up. A very controversial concept of the Last Jedi.
What?
Phasma.
Yeah.
People think
Female
she's
version
dead,
of the
but
No, because I think she is our generation's version of Boba Fett.
yeah,
A
Not-
badass character who has a hidden backstory.
Oh yeah.
Who every time you see the character, you think they're dead,
yeah.
but they come back.
I don't think she's. But I don't know if she's dead, but she did fall off the ship into a hail of fire. So
Wearing that badass armor though.
but with a gigantic hole in her face.
So we'll see some scar damage or something. But I'm saying
If
I
they
don't-
don't scar her,
I don't think she's done.
if they don't scar her, and they do bring her back, I'm going to be absolutely.
Because I don't think we've seen the end of that.
Oh, I don't think we've seen the end of her either. But if they don't mess her up in some way,
I think she's going to be like the pseudo mother figure for Kylo Ren in the next movie. Because no one has
did she
balls.
even really interact with Kylo? And
No, but she's obviously one of the leaders of the clone troops.
I mean, look, she's
They're
one
not
of
clones.
I know, the stormtroopers. But the thing is, like, she's obviously a leader,
hmm
right? And you've seen the way
But they
Kylo just basically bitch slaps anyone.
They wasted her potential, though.
They didn't waste anything. That's the point. She's the Boba Fett. Like, that's what I'm saying. There were so many themes
Boba
from
Fett
the
got
original
angry.
series.
But Boba Fett wasn't even supposed to be that big of a character originally. He just became that big because everybody latched onto him.
Because he's badass looking, and that's what Phasma
Yeah.
is. And she has a book out, by the way. There's a Phasma
Yeah,
book.
there
So
is a
feel free-
Phasma book.
If you love
I
I need
Phasma,
to read that.
Yeah, I saw it at Target. So if you love Phasma, go read her story and find out what's up with that. Because like Boba Fett, she's not going to shine in the movies.
Well,
Well, shine.
about
But I
saying,
just wanted to say that before we close.
she was
So go
wearing
ahead,
chrome.
I
So,
say I can't rate
Your
it.
initials,
He says
your
six-
ratings on it.
He says 6 to 7. I say
6.5.
I don't want to give.
It's passing. It's
I
a
don't-
good movie.
I don't want to give a rating because it's in itself something.
I don't rate movies.
He doesn't, but I do.
I
this is
either
a
like
review, after
movies
all.
or I don't like movies. If I don't like a movie, I won't watch it again.
Anyways,
If you don't like a movie, I'm not just talking about The Last Jedi. Any movie in general. If you don't
Sure.
like it,
don't
don't ruin it for other people.
Justice League, Thor Ragnarok.
Hey, Thor Ragnarok
Justice-
kicked ass.
Justice League was amazing.
okay.
I love Justice League. Anyways, back on to the point.
There was only one redeeming factor about Justice League that I liked, but
Okay.
I can't go into it.
Okay.
Aquaman.
In the end, hold on. In the end, a lot of movies have their problems, but I think people
Always.
focus too much on the problems and not look at the beauty of them.
Exactly.
So
So
we talked about that with Pixels.
Yeah.
If you ever put that up.
I did
watched
put that up.
Pixels yet.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, Pixels, the one with the
Adam
The
Sandler.
comedy with Adam
yeah,
Sandler.
okay. That I was thinking the Emoji Movie.
Okay, so
Sorry.
No, I think,
he liked the movie a lot.
Ow.
He liked the movie a lot.
I think it was.
I gave it a 6.5. So because of their opinions, overall, I'm going to put it at an 8.
You can put it whatever you want. Guys, listen. Movies are great. Movies are there for you to enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, don't watch it.
I don't even know why we're doing a review. I mean, I'm just here because you told me to be here.
Yeah.
We're doing a review because people like reviews. People
Okay.
like hearing of others' opinions.
Maybe, or maybe they'll argue with us. I throw popcorn at the screen. I don't know.
Well, if they argue with us, that's the whole point. We're starting a discussion.
But
See, you thinking popcorn? I was thinking a baseball bat.
I think
God.
in the end, we're gonna move forward. There's gonna be. I mean, Disney came out and quoted they don't care if people hated it or liked it, because if they hated it, that's just gonna make them go see it more. The controversy. So all they care about is ticket sales. And here's the thing: as long as we support the franchise, it will continue to evolve. and I'm fine with that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the Marvel movies and the DC movies. We have to support it if we wish to see where it's going to go next.
With J.J. Abrams taking over directing the
Right?
episode 9, since that director dropped off.
Rain was only brought on for 8.
No, not
So
Rain.
Abrams going back to
Somebody else. They had somebody else in mind for episode 9.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
And Abrams came back? So did
And
we break
he
Abrams?
dropped out of doing episode 9, so they brought J.J. Abrams.
But that's
back.
what I'm saying. Did we break Abrams?
No, we didn't break Abrams.
Did he just be like, I'm not doing this anymore and just walk away?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
not Abrams, the guy who they
Right.
originally got to do 9.
I mean, the reason why Rain...
Rain is getting his own trilogy.
I'm not sure why Rain stepped in, is what I'm saying.
Oh, because J.J. it may have a hand in the continuity of it, but
I thought in the end it was because...
he was
people
only
said-
going to direct Force Awakens.
That's what... I thought it was because too many people said it was too much like A New Hope and they bought
No,
it.
that was the thing from the get-go. Rain was always going to do 8. All in all, with the three of us here, I'm rating it at an 8. Originally 6.5, but these two liked it so much, raising it up is only logical.
So 8 scales?
8 scales out of 10. That's all for today.